Miss Kelly, welcome. Please, feel free to sit.
Thank you, Doctor. I've been meaning to talk to you for a while.
Yes, indeed. It's been a little while since we've spoken. Your last check-in was roughly 4 months ago, nearly at the beginning of the voyage. How have you been?
Things have been rough, Doctor. Very rough.
Any specific physical problems and issues you've encountered?
Physically, lots of headaches, been getting stressful migraines throughout my shifts. Lack of sleep is also a huge problem for me, but one that I cannot reasonably fix, I feel.
I see. If I were to infer from your logged hours, you've been working non-stop, shift to shift, and imbibing lots of stimulants to keep going. How has the work been itself?
Non-stop would be the best way to describe it, I am afraid. There's been a lot of patients ever since we picked up the refugees at Heat 5 station. And then Zhao Feng was murdered, and tempers were never higher. Altercations increased in frequency and violence at an alarming rate. It's honestly just unsettling to me, Doctor. I know people are stressed, but I'm growing very concerned about these trends.
And your colleagues and working environment, do you feel safe? Any issues you'd like to report?
Well, as much as I can say, I don't really know if anyone is safe on board at this point, Doctor. But for my colleagues in medical, they're doing their job, and I'm doing mine. We're all really strained and exhausted, and the general feeling is that we are well understaffed and under-equipped for the increased amount of people taken on during this journey. There is simply not enough beds and not enough staff. The list keeps going. But that much is known, I think.
When you do have time off, you are mostly resting as you can, I assume. What about your social life, aside from the work on the voyage?
Not too many people aboard this ship beyond work capacity, no. The nurse team has their huddles, and we talk to Dr. Edwards and other people. I've been corresponding via long-distance comm mail with my pen pal. They're on Sinji Station.
Would you be inclined to talk to me about your pen pal?
Well, I don't mind. My pen pal was a childhood friend and somebody that I went to academy with. Arjan Singh. He's a signal operator in the Sinji Station. I told him about the journey, of what I was actually allowed to say, of course. And he's just been a much-needed connection to the outside world for me.
I see. It sounds like you two have a strong friendship. It's good to maintain connections like this. Do you have any other contacts, family you speak to?
My mom has long since passed, and I'm not on speaking terms with my father. Wasn't much in my life. Do you have anybody like that, Dr. Corazon? I noticed you have pictures on your desk. Do you mind me asking about them?
I don't mind at all. That's my significant other, Roger, and our dog, Perito. He came from Mars and was working in the Belt and Jovian moons. And as for me, I was born on Titan. My family had immigrated to Titan from America and Paraguay, respectively. I met him on a foray from Saturn Academy, visiting family back on Titan. Got to know each other through network comms, and then we met up. 10 years later, we have our own place on Titan.
And how have you handled the long distance?
I take a year off typically after each large voyage, and then pick up research positions on Titan to pay the bills in the meantime. The augmented reality network is also quite useful in its own capacities too. It's important that we talk to people on the outside, reach our friends and loved ones, especially in difficult times.
I try my best, despite the circumstances. But signal is not so good out here.
Once we get closer to Odysseus 8, we can use the relay systems the drone set up and get a much better boost.
I hope you're right, Doctor. This voyage has been a long one, and I know that we've already deviated from the planned course. But do you have any current estimates?
By all accounts, we should be able to reach the colony within approximately 7 to 8 months. The captain has done his best to reroute to be more efficient. The waypoint station we stopped at gave us some much-needed supplies, but we'll still need to be diligent.
Let's hope that we can reach the planet in that time.
If it gives some peace, with the remaining supply accounted for, I've ran simulations based on our current predicament, and it's possible we can pull through largely intact. We just need to keep steady, which brings me to my next point. We have a lot of time in between then and now. A long journey in the health of the crew is especially important. I'm prescribing you mandated 8-hour rest periods, and making sure that you have 2 standard solar days of R&R per standard solar week, with an immediate 3 days off to help you from detox and recuperate from this bout of shift work.
Hold on, I'm being prescribed medication and time off? Will there be anyone else to administer my patients and my nurses?
Given how complex your chemical cocktail is right now, I think the best sleep aids are non-chemical. I have some decent soundscapes, and there are plenty of escapist stories that exist in the network node database, if you wish to browse for those things. And as for your patients, I can produce a gene jack and oversee them myself. I had some plans on bolstering different departments with more gene jacks.
More gene jacks? Will they need training?
The gene jacks will be ready-made and equipped for the work, and we'll have oversight from me, Dr. Edwards, and yourself, of course.
All right, I'm just glad that medical is getting some kind of relief. Thank you for taking time to talk to me, Doctor. I need to go. I have to prepare a few things now.
Please feel free to visit. It's always nice to talk to fellow crew. I recommend to come in next week if you can, and we can have a talk again, okay?
I'll try, Doctor. Thanks again.